Is my voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Good
sir.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Is my voice is audible? Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's okay, sir, today.
Okay. So today we are going to see the installation part of RHL6.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Before that, I have one doubt, sir.
Hmm.
/temp, sir. Sir, in Windows, you said we can delete temporary files. So, in real time, also in Linux as an admin, we can
Okay.
delete without user intermission.
So by default, you don't have any permissions to delete files.
Okay.
So we have to take the permission to delete the files. Then only we can delete.
Temporary files.
Temporary files also.
Okay.
So the permissions are required.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So otherwise, directly we cannot remove.
Okay, sir. Okay. That is my
Okay.
doubt. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So installation of Linux on RHL6, sorry, VMware workstation. Generally, simple point. When you want to install the operating system, we need hardware. That is physical hardware, like laptop or desktop you have to buy. You have to start the installation process. But nowadays we have a virtualization technology is there. No need to disturb our hardware. So without disturbing our hardware, we can install. So installation of Linux operating system on VMware virtualization means VMware workstation. No need to disturb your hardware. So top of that, you can install the operating system by taking the help of virtualization software. Open VMware workstation. So top of that, already some operating systems I installed. So create one virtual machine, new virtual machine. Select the option typical. Here you have two options are there, installer disk. If you have a Linux DVD, directly put into your laptop or desktop, you can start the installation. Next, if you have a ISO image file, you can select it one. But always select I will install the operating system later. Because once you select any one of the above, automatically it will install. It will not ask you a single question. So it will install automatically the OS. But always I want to install the operating system with customization as my wish. So select I will install the operating system later, click next. So here these are the available Microsoft Windows you can install, Linux you can install, Novel NetWare, Solaris, VMware ESXi server. So we are going to install Linux. Linux we have number of versions are there, means flavors. SUSE Linux, Turbo Linux, Sun Linux, now Oracle Linux, Mandriva Linux, Debian Linux, CentOS like that. So we are going to install Red Hat Enterprise Linux 664-bit. Click next. Give the machine name RHL6 12 p.m. batch. So RHL6 12 p.m. Click next. So default disk size 20 GB is enough to install and practice our Linux server. Select to store virtual disk as a single file. Click next. Click on finish. So machine is ready. RHL6 12 PM batch machine is ready. So this is called virtual machine. Now I want to install the OS. So if you want to install the OS, you require a software. So nowadays we are going to use ISO images. Right click on the virtual machine. Click on settings. Select CD or DVD. Select use ISO image file. Now where you copied your image, select. Click on browse. So I copied my images into my computer directory. E drive, softwares. Here all my softwares are there. ISO, CentOS, ESXi servers, OpenFiler storage, Red Hat different versions. So Windows versions. So I am selecting Red Hat 6.0. Select the image Red Hat 6.0. Click on open. So 2 GB memory, 1 processor, 20 GB hard disk, ISO image I selected, 1 network interface card is there, USB controller, sound card is there, printer is there, display is there. See, once you buy a laptop also, you can get this hardware only. But physically, you have to investment the money 30,000, 40,000 rupees. Here, without paying single rupee, I created one machine. That is called a virtual machine. Top of that, I am installing Linux. Click on OK. Now machine is ready, software is ready. Power on this virtual machine. So welcome to Red Hat Enterprise Linux 6 installation. Select first option, install or upgrade any existing system. So first time we are installing Linux, so select first option, install or upgrade. So install system with the basic video driver. So this is for graphical process proper purpose. They will use rescue installed system. So if our system is not booting, then we can go for the rescue mode. We can troubleshoot the servers. So accidentally if you boot from DVD, then you can select the option boot from local drive. So if you want to select your memory test, you can select. So first time we are installing Linux, first option, enter.
సార్ బూట్ ఫ్రమ్ లోకల్ డ్రైవ్ అంటే ఒకసారి చెప్తారా సార్ మళ్ళీ?
బూట్ ఫ్రమ్ లోకల్ డ్రైవ్ అంటే హార్డ్ డిస్క్ నుంచి బూట్ అయిపోతుంది.
ఓకే సార్.
మన పొరపాటున డివిడి పెట్టి
అంటే ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ ఓఎస్ ఉంటే
ఓఎస్ బూట్ అవుతుంది.
ఓకే సార్.
లేదంటే అక్కడ ఆగిపోతుంది.
ఓకే సార్. ఐఎస్ఓ ఇమేజ్ అయితే డైరెక్ట్ గా మనం సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకున్నట్టు ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవడం అంతే కదా సార్? డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవడం
డైరెక్ట్ అంతే.
ఒక కాపీ చేసుకోవడం అంతే, సేవ్ చేసుకోవడం
అంతే.
ఓకే సార్.
డివిడీల బదులు ఐఎస్ఓలు వాడుతున్నాం.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Skip the media test. So if you select OK, it will say check entire media. Means your DVD or ISO image, if there is any errors, it will take 10 to 15 minutes time. Unnecessary wasting the time, just to skip the media test. Running Anaconda. So interview point of view, they will ask the question, what is Anaconda? So Anaconda is nothing but a Red Hat installer. So the installation process run by using the program Anaconda. In Windows, .msi, Microsoft installer. In Red Hat Linux, what is the installer name? Anaconda. Click next. So select the language English. Next, keyboard language US English. Next. So here two options came: basic storage devices, specialized storage devices. Basic means internally the hard disk which are connected to our system. Specialized means from SAN environment they can allocate the space. So general scenarios, the operating system we can install on basic storage devices. Select the option, click next. So here first time your disk is going to be initialized. So click on reinitialize the disk. There is two options, ignore all. Already existing Linux is there. You can click on ignore option. But first time nothing is there in disk. So initialize the disk. Then it will ask you the host name. Host name means computer name. Server 22 or whatever it may be, you can give the server name. Host name is nothing but a computer name. So computer identification name in the network. So whenever your computer wants to communicate with the network, you need one IP address. So click on configure network. So this is the network interface card name ETH0. The logical device name of hard disk, select that one. Click on edit. Check the box, connect automatically. So if you are not checking the box connect automatically, every time we have to enable the IP address, like Windows disable enable. Linux also, by using the command, you can update, you can up your IP address. So automatically, if your IP address going to be up, select connect automatically. Click on apply. Sorry, click on edit. Check the box connect automatically. Click on IPv4 settings. Internet Protocol version 4, the 32-bit IP addressing system. Method of IP address. By default, any operating system method of IP address is DHCP. But we are going to learn server administration. Always assign the manual IP addresses for servers. Server IP addresses should not be changed. So client, your mobile is client. So every time your mobile IP will be changed depending upon the area. For example, you are in Hyderabad, you are moving to Vizag or Vijayawada, Guntur. While you are going on, your network changes will come. Depending upon the nearest tower, you can get the IP address. So who can provide? DHCP will provide IP addresses. The DHCP servers we are going to set up in our classes. So for that too, because we are using the operating system as a server, not as a client. So give the manual IP. So method of IP address, select manual. Click on add, give the IP address. 22, enter. The default subnet bits are masked 24 for C class IP address. This IP addressing system we are going to discuss in our networking classes. Just C class range IP address I given 192.168.0.22. Enter. Automatically default subnet mask bits it will take. Click on apply. Click on close. So we given the computer name and we assigned the IP address. Click next. So select the time zone. Asia, Kolkata. Graphical mode you can select. Click next. Here you can assign the root password. Root password means administrator password. So I am giving Red Hat. The root account is used for administering the system. Enter a password for the root user. So root password is Red Hat. So you can give any password, but don't forget the password, because we can work as a root user. Windows administrator account name is administrator. In Linux, administrator account name is root. Click next. So you have chosen a weak password, no problem. Use anyway. Here number of options will come. Which type of installation would you like? Use all space, replace existing Linux, or shrink the current system partitions, create some space, free space, install Linux, or use free space. So if you select any one of the above, automatically it create partitions. So select create custom layout. Click next. So then it will detect your hard disk. 20 GB disk is selected. So the disk name is SDA. So Windows, the disk name, go to my computer, manage disk management. The logical device name of hard disk in Windows is disk 0. So disk 0, like in Linux, SDA. So depending upon the hardware, the names will be changed. So if you add a new disk to Windows, the name will come disk 1, disk 2. Like Linux, SDA, SDB, STC. We have only one hard disk is there. That is SDA. Now I am going to create the partitions to install the Linux. Yesterday I already explained structure of Linux. Create, select standard partition, click on create, mount point like drives in Windows. Boot, separate space I am giving 200 MB is enough. Click on OK. So first partition is created. Next, what is the operating system directory in Linux? / create. Click on create. Compulsory partition / file system type is ext4 only. 10,000 MB, because this is operating system directory. Okay. Next, we are going to learn user administration. Select the partition. Click on create. Mount point / home. 1000 MB. Okay. So now swap is required. Already explained. So memory based file systems, network based and disk based. Windows automatically choose virtual memory. Linux we have to create standard partition only. So change the file system type, because it is memory based. Swap file system. Select swap. 1000 MB. Click on OK. Now partitions are created. First 3 are primary. Fourth partition is extended. In that extended, one logical partition is created. This is the free space. So after installation of Linux, if you want to install any softwares, you can use these partitions. Manually, you can create the partitions. You can format the partitions. You can mount the partitions. That is, we are going to discuss under class disk management. So click next. Do you want to format? Yes, format. Click on write changes to disk. So install a bootloader on the disk, STA, yes. No changes on bootloader, click next. So here, which type of installation software group you can select? Basic server, database, web server, virtual host, or desktop view. So whatever the option you selected, you can do all the Linux administration tasks. But if you want to get desktop view, select a desktop. Otherwise, if you select any option, we can do all the commands practice. We can do all the configurations, but only you can get command line prompt. Select desktop. Click next. The installation process is going to be started. It will take 15 to 20 minutes time to install the OS.
సార్ ఇందాక మీరు ఐపీ ఇచ్చారు కదా సార్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్స్ లో ఐపీ సిస్టమ్ ఐపీయా సార్ మీరు ల్యాప్టాప్ ఐపీయా సార్ లేకపోతే ఊరకనే ఏదైనా ఇచ్చారా సార్?
Linux OS IP address.
ఓకే ఓకే. అంటే యాక్చువల్లీ ఇక్కడ డేటా సెంటర్ లో మనం యూజర్ కి ఒక ఐపీ అసైన్ చేస్తే ఆ ఐపీ ఇస్తాం సార్ మేము ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసేటప్పుడు, అందుకని అడిగాను సార్.
సేమ్ అట్లాగే అది మీ నెట్వర్క్ లో మీరు ఏం ఐపీ అడ్రస్ ఇస్తారు, నా నెట్వర్క్ లో నా సిరీస్ తీసుకున్నాను.
Sorry,
అంటే
sir,
ఇప్పుడు మనం
I don't understand the language. Is this going to be in English or it's going to be a local language?
Yeah, English only, but that
Okay,
person don't have some.
No, but I mean, we guys are all professional. Can we stick to English?
Yes.
Thank you.
sir in real time we are giving one IP na sir to system.
Yes.
Assigned IP like that you have given in for TP/IP or in for any Linux site you have taken one IP.
See, depending upon the companies, okay,
Okay.
you can use Windows systems or Linux systems. Okay, for every company having their own network environment.
Okay.
So they can define the IP addresses. You can assign this IP address to this system. Every operating system should be a IP address. For example,
Okay.
you have a mobile. Do you have the number of others are there? You have a mobile.
Yes sir.
You have one number is there.
Yes.
Whenever you want to contact to other person, do you want to take the number? Yes or no?
Yes sir.
It's like that. In network, one computer to another computer, they are going to communicate.
Okay.
Once they are going to communicate, they need one address. That is nothing but IP addresses.
Okay.
So we can have classes of IP addresses like A class, B class, C class. So that is depending upon your company's network capacity. They can design which class we are going to take, which IP addresses we are going to assign to the clients or servers. They will define. You can assign.
Okay. Okay.
You and me are not decided. There is a network administrators, network analytics. They will decide which network we are going to provide for Oracle team, which network is provided for Hadoop team. These systems cannot communicate that servers. That servers cannot communicate these servers. This type of networking protocols we are going to use in our real-time scenarios. Understand?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So this is.
So for communication, we need one IP address. So we have assigned, right?
We have to assign. Because when we are going to discuss about networking classes, okay.
Yes.
So server client. So we need IP addresses. And also
Okay.
I assigned one IP address for my Windows system. This is my base
Yeah.
OS. I assigned my one IP address.
Yeah.
Why I am assigned this IP address means, so 192.168.0.120 I assigned. Why
Okay.
I assigned this? So from my Windows system, in some network configuration, I have to log into my Linux servers.
Okay. Okay.
So this Linux server I given 192.168.0.22. Same
Okay.
network 120 I given for my Windows. So from my
Okay.
Windows to Linux I can log in.
Okay, sir. Got it.
So which systems you want to communicate in the same network, you can give the same network ID IP address as.
Okay.
So this is RHL6 installation process. Now I will show you RHL8 also. RHL8, some slight difference will come. So installation of RHL8. Same, create one another machine. I will install the operating system later. Select Linux only, but version is different. So in my workstation, RHL8 option is not there, but even I can select RHL7. So 7 and both architecture are same. So select RHL Enterprise Linux 7. You can install 8. Machine name RHL8 12 PM batch. 20 GB is enough for installing the operating system for practicing purpose. Next, finish. Machine is ready. I need software. Right click on the machine. Click on settings. Select CD or DVD. Use ISO image file. Click on browse. Where you copied in your system images, I copied in E drive, softwares. So Red Hat 12 8.0 version. Select that one. Click on OK. Now power on that virtual machine. Now 8 installation process is starting now. So Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8. Enter.
So which version we're going to be working on, 6 or 8?
In real times, you must work on multiple versions.
Okay.
Maybe 5 versions also available, 6 versions also available, 7, 8, depending upon the configurations of their servers. All versions we have to use.
Okay. And the ISO image, is that readily available freely on the Red Hat website, or you'd be providing us?
Freely only, but I will share the all ISO images and softwares to your email IDs through Google Drive.
Excellent. Okay. Okay. And while we are doing the configuration,
Okay.
the IP address that we assign statically,
Yes.
if there is a duplicate, would the Red Hat scan for that IP address if it's duplicated, or that error will only come when you reboot the system?
Yes. See, while you are working with also, so already running system also, somebody they assign the same IP, duplicate IP address, it will send a message to us.
Okay.
There is a duplicate IP address somebody is using. That message will come.
Yeah. And we've selected desktop. Is that the graphical interface as well as a command line?
So I selected desktop option.
Yep.
I can get only desktop view.
Okay.
But whatever we are going to work, each and every configuration we are going to do with command prompt only. No
Okay.
graphical no graphical interface configurations.
Okay.
But for our happiness purpose only, we are some desktop mode I am getting.
Understand.
So
Okay.
each and everything command prompt only. You can open terminal, you can start to work with commands.
Okay. Thank you. One question.
Okay.
Currently, we only have 3 students.
Okay.
After the demo, with 3 students, will the course continue if all 3 students make the payment?
Yeah, we will continue the course.
Okay.
It is not a problem.
Okay.
That is the reason today only asked the madam, is there anybody paid or not? Maybe not yet paid.
I haven't paid because yesterday I was out, but
Okay.
I don't want to find out that I've made a payment and then you're gonna start course, let's say in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Then it would be very difficult for me to,
So
commit
Monday
myself.
onwards, already Monday onwards, the classes will be started. So Monday to
Okay.
Friday classes.
Okay.
Today
No,
I
no,
thought,
but
yeah,
no,
today I
but what I'm
completed
saying is, if you only have 2 students, would the class still start, or
the
there has to be some?
two or three students also. I will take the class because once I
Excellent.
started the batch,
Yeah,
I will not stop the batch.
excellent. Thank you.
Maybe 50 students are there, maybe 2 students are there. Once I committed, I will fulfill that batch.
Excellent. Thank you.
So welcome to Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 version. OK. Language. Click on continue. So here, like dashboard will come, localization, keyboard language, English US already selected. If you change date and time, you can change. Installation source, local media only. Software selection, server with GUI. So here we have to fulfill partitioning. Just now I showed you RHL6, boot, root, home, swap. So by default, Linux will select automatic partitioning. So automatic partitions means with LVM it will install. LVM means logical volume manager concept. We are going to discuss in our coming administration classes. But while installing the operating system, so we are going to install with first standard partition mode. If you understand LVM, then you can understand how to install the Linux with LVM. So after LVM concept, I will show you how to install the Linux with LVM partitions. First, initially, you have to install the Linux with manual partitions. Click on installation destination. So installation destination. Now it shows your logical device name of hard disk. So the logical device name of hard disk is SDA. 20 GB disk we selected. So I don't want to go for automatic installation. I can go for custom installation. Custom means as my wish, depending upon my requirement, I can create partitions. So select custom, click on done here. See, top of the left side, you have option done. Now see, one disk is selected 20 GB. So by default, it selected LVM partition scheme, but I want to create standard partitions. So Click on this. First one select standard partition. So click on plus sign here, plus to minus. Plus means add the partition, minus means delete the partition. Add a new mount point. So mount point. A mount point is nothing but a storage address of our data. Technical word in Linux we are calling as a mount points. Same technical word in Windows we are calling as a drives. C drive, D drive, E drive. What are the drives? Where you are storing your data. That is Windows we are technical word we are using drives. In Linux and any Unix flavors we are using mount point. If anybody asks a question, what is mount point in Linux? A mount point is nothing but a storage address of your data. So first I am selecting mount point /boot. The bootable files I want to store in a separate partition on the disk. So that is separately selected. How much size you are going to assign? 200 MB space I am going to assign because we are not going to write any data here. Just to the bootable information script only it writes there. So 200 MB is enough. Okay. Click on add mount point. So partition number 1 is created. Next, click on plus sign again. The operating system directory in Linux is /. This is the compulsory partition. 10,000 MB, like C drive in Windows. Select 10,000. Add mount point. See, second partition is created. Again, create another partition. Because we are going to discuss user management class. So exporting the user file systems and configuration of user profiles, assigning the quotas for users. For that too, we need to discuss about the user management. So that is the reason I am giving a special partition for /home. For practice purpose, 1000 MB is enough. Add mount point. Okay, now already theoretically yesterday I discussed you. We have 3 types of file systems: disk-based, network-based, memory-based. The memory-based file system in Windows we are calling as a virtual memory. Virtual memory automatically selected by Windows at the time of installation. But Linux you need to provide. You must provide one virtual memory. That is nothing but a swap partition. So create swap now. Plus select the swap. 1000 MB I am giving. In swap management we have a chapter is there. So in that chapter I will discuss about how much swap memory we can allocate to the servers. That is depending upon the requirement of your operating system vendor, your application vendor. For example, you want to install Oracle 11c or 12c database. So they will give prerequisites. To install Oracle 12c database, 5 GB minimum swap memory is required. So as a Linux administrator, you have to select 5 GB. But at the time of installation, I am giving 1 GB only. It is not enough to install Oracle 12c. What you have to do? Increase the swap memory. So that increasing the swap memory, how to add the memory swap memory, that is we have a separate chapter is there. But initially I am selecting 1000 MB because we are not going to install any databases here. It is enough for our practice purpose. So partitions are created. Now save, click on done. So accept changes. Next, network configuration, host name and IP address. So select the, click on network configuration. So default host name, any Linux, any flavor. If you are not give any name, automatically it will select local host dot local domain. So I'm giving my own name, server 23. Click on apply. So now host name is server 23. Ethernet. So network card name is ENS33. Logical device name of your network interface card. Click on configure. Click on IPv4 settings. So default method of IP address, automatic DHCP. Select manual, add IP address. So 22 I given for that server. I am giving 23, 192.168.0.23. Enter. 24-bit subnet mask bits by default will take by C class IP address. So now this 22 and 23 systems can communicate in the network. So click on save. So click on connected. So your Ethernet is connected. IP address is 192.168.0.23. Subnet mask bits are 24. The network also configured. Done. So system purpose. So I am using this for Red Hat Enterprise Linux server purpose, not workstation, not computer node. So select system purpose Red Hat Enterprise Linux server. Click on done. So now click on begin installation. Now it will ask you to set the root password. Root is the administrator account in Linux. Root user. Windows administrator username is administrator account. In Linux root. Set the root password. I am giving Red Hat. Red Hat weak password, no problem. Done. Again done, because weak password is given. Do you want to done it? 2 times press done. Root password is set. Now create one normal user account. This is compulsory. User. For example, Sachin. Give the password. Any password you can set. So Sachin is the normal user account. If you log in as a Sachin user, whatever the administration commands I am going to explain you, if you are using that commands, it will give the message permission denied. So Sachin is normal user. Normal user can normal user can only normal user commands only. Administrator commands they cannot be run. But you must create one account. Done. Again done. So now the installation process is started. It will take 20 to 25 minutes time. Now see RHH6 installation is completed. So click on reboot. Post installation steps we have. After installation, we can give the some post installation steps, license agreement, the change the date and time if you want to change, and creating the normal user account. See RHL8 just now we seen while installing the operating system, we created an account. But RHL6 after installation, we have to create a normal user account. Post installation steps of RHL6.
Sir, difference is if we miss the root password, so
Hmm.
it will be very difficult now, sir. In RHEL6, in 8, it is okay. We created one user, so it's fine.
If you
Right?
forget root password, what is your question? If you forget root password, or what is your question?
Yes, sir. If we forget user root password, right?
It is very simple to rectify the password.
Okay,
I
okay.
will show. How to break the root password, I will show in my class. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
So when you created Sachin as a normal user, if we granted him admin rights, so in other words, root rights, would that have the same root right?
Post installation steps of RHEL6.
No, I was referring to Red Hat 8. You created a local user, Sachin, but if you granted him root rights, would that person have the same rights as administrator?
Which one?
Oh, you may have not understood. So in Red Hat 8,
Hmm.
you created a local user, Sachin,
Okay.
but you had a radio box to select as admin. So
Yeah.
if you selected Sachin as admin, would he have the same rights as admin, or there will be some rights will be restricted?
Same rates you will get.
Same.
Same.
Okay. Okay.
Click on forward. Yes, agree the license agreement. So do you want to registered with RHEL site? No, prefer to register at later time. So if you have a authorization piece, we can register directly with Red Hat site. No thanks, I will connect later to Red Hat network. Click on forward. Here you can create the account. RHEL8, while installation process only, we done this user creation. RHEL6 after installation process we are doing. So username, some Ali, password Red Hat. I am giving same password only, Red Hat. Click on forward. The password is not matched. Okay. Okay, weak password, yes. So if you want to change the date and time, here you can change, or else make it forward. Insufficient memory to configure kdump. Kdump means kernel dump. Whenever your system is crashed, so you have to troubleshoot your system why the server is crashed. It will create a like kdump file, kernel dump file. Then which purpose the system is damaged, crashed. So you can easily identify the errors. So insufficient memory means I just given 1 GB memory. So it required 1.8, 2 GB memory is required, but I given 1 GB. That is the reason insufficient memory. No problem. Click on finish. Now you can get the login screen. So here options will come. So all students, every time my class, I will tell them login as a root user, but they will create their own names, their accounts, they can log in. Whatever the basic commands also I am showing, they will not work. Permission denied. So normal users, they can work within their home directories only. So they cannot work with other home directories or other users system directories. But as an administrator, I can create partition on any directory, any path. So always log in as a administrator account. So click on other. Now it will ask you username. Username root. At the time of installation, root password we given, Red Hat. Now log into your server. So you are currently trying to log in as a root user. Super root user, also called as a super user, is a specialized account that is not designed for a normal user. So no problem. I'm always logging as a root user only. Close. So just you can get a desktop view, but all the configurations we can do with the command prompt only. So how to open command prompt? Right click on the desktop, open in terminal. Now, every day we are going to do commands here only to check the present working directory, PWD, to check the date, to check the calendar, cal, to check the host name, command is host name, to check the IP address, command is ifconfig, to check the kernel name, uname. So to see the present working directory, PWD, to go to your home directory, CD. So now check you are in your home directory. To check the files and directories, ls, like this. All the commands we are going, every configuration we can do command prompt only. So you are not going to use any graphical user method, but I can get some desktop experience, like look like desktop, but everything we can do with command only. So where all the users information stores, etc past WD file. So just now we created a user account Ali. So like this. So Monday onwards, we are going to start the basic commands of Linux. So if you have any doubts, please ask me the doubts.
Sir, Ali is also normal user, na sir?
Ali is normal user.
Okay, so he doesn't have rights like a root, right?
He cannot do anything as a root user.
Okay, sir.
Whatever he is doing, errors will come. Errors means within his own directory, he can work. So he cannot work, he cannot create files in other users' home directories.
Got it, sir.
Sir, are we going to be using Active Directory to authenticate users for the Red Hat?
Samba server.
Samba server. Okay.
In Samba server, you have to authenticate Active Directory users.
Okay. And that will using a Cobros authentication or LDAP?
Sorry?
What is the protocol it'll be using? Cobros or LDAP? Light LDAP. Okay. Okay. Great. Well explained. Thank you very much, sir.
So Monday said today do the payments because Monday maybe the link will be changed. The contact to Durgasoft now. So I think already you received feedback mail. Did you receive that mail? How to pay?
Yes, I got it this morning.
Yeah, so you can go through the payment. So Monday onwards, we are going to start the basic commands of Linux. Creating files and directories, copying files and directories, what is relative path, what is absolute path. So from any location to any location, you can copy the files. For example, in Windows, you are in the D drive. So you can copy the file and go to E drive where you want to paste, you have to go there. But in Linux, sitting from single location, you can do anything. You cannot change any directory. You are in your home directory, you can do anything in Linux. But path is important. Paths we have to maintain. That is important. What is absolute path? What is relative path? Copying the files from local to destination, destination to local. And you are not in the local directory. You are not in the destination. You are somewhere else. Even also you can copy the files from one location to another location. So everything, whatever the basic related commands, we are going to discuss on Monday onwards. Monday onwards, real practical scenarios will start.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Monday we are going to meet same time. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you, sir.